Greetings and blessings, dear friends in the spirit. 111 is Eddie Louisi. How was your week? I hope it was wonderful. Today in America, it's Sunday, and what's today? The 8th, and we're celebrating Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. At the very end, I have a little reflection that I'm going to read. So today's theme I'm calling Earth's Crammed with Heaven. Interesting. Heaven's all around us. Just got to open your eyes, open your heart. So, this is season 3, episode 18 for your podcast people, for you video people. Hello, welcome. As you can see, I have a different shirt on. I'm going to stand up for my video people. So, you're not going to see my face for a bit, but you're going to see the whole thing. Because you live in me. And that is the title of a song that my dear friend Pastor Richard Smith wrote, recorded, and yesterday we assembled a 45 person choir, 3 dancers, a flag, spiritual flag type person, a choir director, videographer, everybody that you could imagine, a musician, pre-recorded music, but we shot a music video, and it was wonderful. It was a spirit-filled, prayerful, fun time. And if you look on Facebook, I have a couple of photos there. But more stuff will be shared in the future. Because you live in me. Earth's crammed with heaven. Earth's crammed with God. Okay, I'm going to read from Unity, Renew and Release 2022, a Lenten spiritual journey. I know we're in the Easter season right now, but I like this and I think it's going to work. I renew my outlook through appreciation. Jacob, son of Isaac and brother of Esau, I think that's how you say it, was sent on a journey to an unfamiliar land. Along the way, one night, he lay his head on a rock and went to sleep. He had a vision of angels ascending and descending a ladder from earth to heaven. He then received a blessing from the Lord. When he awoke, his appreciation for God and his surroundings soared. Surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it. And he was afraid and said, "How awesome is this place! This is none other than the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven." That quote's from Genesis 28:16-17. Do we appreciate all the good that surrounds us? Or are we only looking at what we think is lacking? Are we asleep to life or awake? When we look for God and see splendor everywhere, we're in a consciousness of appreciation. In her 1856 book, Aurora Leigh, Elizabeth Barrett Browning perfectly captures this idea. This is from the book. Earth's crammed with heaven, and every common bush afire with God. But only he who sees takes off his shoes. The rest sit around and pluck blackberries. Hey, plucking blackberries could be good, and you could keep your shoes on, I guess. But according to this person, it's not a good thing. And Psalm 118:24. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad. This whole reflection was received from Reverend Bill Englehart, Tucson, Arizona. A lot of wonderful things in that reflection. I like that a lot. And a few different things while I was reading. I said, yeah, that's connected to this. This is connected to this. Something about awesome God. And I was just reading this morning my dear friend David Sams of Keep the Faith. He had a picture of himself down low in this big, huge tree. I forget what tree it was. Getting old, David. I'm forgetting. But he said, how awesome is God's creativity in creation. And yeah, God is absolutely awesome. You have to stop and you have to look because God lives in you, because, maybe I got this wrong, because you live in me. God lives in me, in you, in us. God lives in nature, in the forest, in the trees, when we take the time to take nice walks and meditate and enjoy each other. So let me read some more reflections, because I think you're going to get the picture. This is received from Unity. I awaken to the awesome power of God within and all around me. Exactly what I was just ad-libbing. Thank you, Unity, for helping me out. Not merely awake, I am awakened. I feel vibrantly alive and keenly aware of the presence of God within all things. When I come upon a flower, I remember it was once a seed, and I trust it will bear seeds that carry on the cycle of life. I pause to marvel at the turning seasons, appreciating the order that underlines all change. Gonna stop there. When I come upon a flower, I remember it was a seed. My dear friend Sherry Thrower is the founder of the Grove Jesus Music. Here's the little coffee mug right there. She was a teacher years ago, taught young kids choir, singing, and she has nurtured them, vocal coached them, worked with them, helped them write songs, produce songs. And she started, I'm not going to say a record company because it's not a record company, but she started the Grove Jesus Music. It's on Spotify. She has a dozen artists that were all her students. And she said, Eddie, the Grove is a place where trees grow, but they have to start as seeds. And that is her ministry, where she started with her students as young singers and nurtured them, watched their seeds grow into these beautiful trees. And the Grove Jesus Music is still growing. Wonderful things are happening, so stay tuned. We will definitely keep you posted. As I awaken to the glory of a world teeming with life, I discover God anew. All the marvels I discover around me pale in comparison to the marvels I realize are always within me. I am a divine being expressing the goodness, wisdom, and love of God as only I can. This awareness empowers me as I awaken to the creative, generative power of my thoughts and feelings to create my experience of life. And from Psalm 57:8. Awake my soul, awake, O harp and lyre. Lyre, it's an instrument. I will awake the dawn. You could tell my vocabulary, my pronunciation type stuff isn't the best, but it's all good. It's all God, right? This is who I am. I'm nothing phony here, folks. Okay, this is received from Science of Mind. It's called Creator, and then it has one of those signs which is like greater than creation. Is the thought that you have about yourself really who you are? Are you everything that has happened to you? The job you have, the degrees you've obtained, the house you live in, the car you drive, the money in your bank account? Or for some of my friends, the money in your shoebox? A few of you will get that. If not, then who are you? Our minds are so powerful that we have the ability to create an idea of ourselves to escape from the truth of what we really are. We create elaborate stories, hold on to certain memories, and go to great lengths to reveal only a small portion of ourselves to the outside world. Doing so enables us to maintain the limited image we have of ourselves. In other words, many value creation more than they value the Creator. I know this has been true for prolonged periods in my life. This is the reader, not me. After all, who am I if I don't know who I am and don't have all the things I gravitate toward to reaffirm who I might be? This is a state of confusion, of being lost. However, what happens when we realize we are not the idea of who we believe ourselves to be? What if instead we realize we are part of the Creator who creates these small ideas? What happens when we realize we are not only a part of creation, but also the space in which our creations occur? We need not escape from our true nature, but we can lean into it. We cannot run away from ourselves. We are divine because you live in me. Because you live in me. It's a cool song. The affirmation: today I shine a light of compassion, peace, and clarity within my heart, my mind, and release all the ideas, thoughts, and emotions that prevent me from being my greatest self. Okay, so for you video people, I'm going to show a picture. For you podcast people, it's basically 3 trees. Or maybe a grove. The Grove Jesus music. And the Grove Moments podcast. Okay, this is small to read with my old eyes. It says, good morning, bless others. When people throw you stones, it's because you are a good tree full of fruits. They see a lot of harvest in you. Don't go down to their level by throwing back the stones, but throw them your fruits so that the seeds of yourself may inspire them to change their way. How beautiful is that? Throw them your fruit so your seeds can help them, right? There's no need to go back and forth throwing stones. Things are just going to get worse and worse. More people are going to get hurt. Send back your love, your seeds, your fruit, your compassion, your kindness, and good things will happen. And it says, do good to others. God is good always. This is received from Daily Practice, Sacred Reading, and Meditation from Sam Lefkowitz. When asked if my cup is half full or half empty, my only response is that I am thankful I have a cup. How beautiful is that? Be appreciative. Be grateful for what you do have. There are many people out there that don't have a lot. I have a t-shirt. I think I wore once on the video. It said Ukraine. And I wear it to church once in a while. But I use it as my pajama. You know, I wear that. So I see it every day at home. And I pray every single day. Pray for the people of Ukraine, the people of Russia that are affected by Putin's war. I pray for the surrounding areas that are helping with the refugees and supplies, NATO, America. I pray for everybody. Be appreciative of what you have. Don't worry if the cup is half full, half empty. You have a cup. Because a lot of people don't even have a cup. This is received from 3 Minutes a Day, Christopher Books. Snow angels aid hospital workers. It's interesting. When I listen to these podcasts in my car, when I'm reading, I'm nice and loud. And then when I sometimes give my input, I get really soft. I have to learn to keep the level up. Snow angels aid hospital workers. When staff at a Rhode Island hospital rushed to their cars during a raging nor'easter, they were amazed to find that snow angels had already cleared their vehicles of snow. And those angels were none other than a 10-year-old boy and his family friend aiming to perform some good deeds. When the nor'easter hit in the winter of 2021, Christian Stone, age 10, knew he wanted to help in some way. He asked his friend, 29-year-old Abby Meeker, to come with him to Westerly Hospital at shift change time. when doctors, nurses, and other staff members were walking to the parking lot. Together they got to work and cleared off 80 cars. The hospital staff were beyond grateful. One woman commented on the WJAR Facebook page, "The only thing I had to do was get in and drive away." When asked why he volunteered to help, Stone told CNN affiliate WJAR, "I was thinking they've been helping us a lot through this whole pandemic, and I figured, why don't we help them?" And from Daniel 3:68, "Bless the Lord, dews and falling snow. Sing praise to him and highly exalt him forever." Right? Sing praise even in the falling snow, even when cars are all packed and they need to be clean. You still sing praises. Yesterday when we were shooting the video, Because You Live in Me, we planned to do an outside shot. It's this big, beautiful old church in Haverstraw, New York. And it was raining. It was coming down. So we brought everybody inside and we shot the whole video. But the very last scene, it was drizzling, but we all came outside and there was a little overhang. And we squished people in there and we did one shot. But even despite the rain and even despite the vision that we all had to do this video, we were joyful and grateful, and we still had a wonderful time, and we still praised God. During that, right before we started, right, we organized everybody. First, people gathered inside this one room, and they had something to eat and drink, and had fellowship, and chatted with people, because there were people from maybe 10 different churches that were asked to be part of this choir in this video. And then eventually we brought everybody into the sanctuary. We kind of set them up for the camera. And then our choir director, who's also a pastor, JP, he said, "Let's pray." And he gave this beautiful, beautiful prayer. And it was just absolutely fabulous. And we just had a beautiful day. Everything kind of fell into what it needed to fall into. We were shooting for like an hour or so, and Maurice Keys, who is our director, cinematographer, videographer, he's going to edit everything. He was changing lenses. So me as a stage manager, I'm trying to like keep the room alive. So I said, "Hey, does anybody want to share anything? Does anybody have any testimony?" And Pastor Richard, the leader of our group, the writer of the song, said, "Yeah, I want to get up." And he gets up, and there's a pulpit with a mic. And he starts talking for like 5 minutes and starts sharing stories and how we're connected and how different people got involved in this project. And then his son, Scott, who pre-recorded all the music, played all the instruments, went over. There was a little acoustic piano. He just gravitated and just started playing music. We were in church, and we were having church, and we were having fellowship. Why? Because you live in me. God dwells in us. God dwells in everyone. Everybody watching this video, listening to this podcast. And we were all touched by what we experienced. And I'm sure that evening, this weekend, we are going to be touching other people's souls. I play music at Immaculate Conception Church Saturday nights, and I had a different spirit. And the way I was playing and singing was different because I was touched. Okay, from Neil Donald Walsh on this day of your life. I believe God wants you to know that you can be happy right here. Not tomorrow, not in 10 minutes, but now. You can be happy right now. Byron Katie said that, and she is right. Happiness is allowing yourself to be okay with what is, rather than wishing for and bemoaning what is not. Obviously, what is what is supposed to be, or it would not be. The rest is just you arguing with life. Somewhere along the way, you will have to learn to just trust life. Read that trust God. Why not start today? Love, your friend Neil Donald Walsh. So I try, if I can, end with the Tao Te Ching of Lao Tzu, but then because it's Mother's Day, I'm going to read a little reflection too. Without going out the door, you can know the world. Without looking out the window, you can see heaven. The farther you travel, the less you know. Thus, the wise person knows without traveling, understands without seeing, accomplishes without acting. I love that. This poetry, this spirituality is absolutely beautiful. So, I am recording this today, May 8th, 2022. It's Mother's Day. And in the past, I've given my wishes and blessings to all the mothers out there, living, deceased. My mom is deceased. Liz's mom is deceased. And then all the mother figures, because there are a lot of people out there that aren't the biological mother. There's another word, I can't think of it. Didn't give birth to you, but they are mother figures. And there are so many men out there that are mother figures, either in same-sex marriages that adopt, or friends that are divorced, that were married, or maybe they lost a spouse and they're by themselves. So God bless you all. I'm going to read this. This is by a new friend who is slowly going to become a dear friend, Stephen Nix. For some, this weekend will only be the memory of a child who is gone, a mother that's passed, or a mothering spirit who has died. Mother's Day can be extremely difficult. When you've experienced the deep loss of a mother or a child, this weekend can feel like your loss is magnified 1,000 times. I understand that feeling all too well. For years I played music while people celebrated their mothers, yet I was being tortured by my own grief. I can say time has taken the sting away, and I'm grateful. Be especially aware of those who may not be as keen for this day, because their wound of grief hasn't fully healed. Lean into them with a lot more kindness and graciousness. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms and mothering spirits. Moms rock. That was from Stephen Nix. Thank you. Thank you, brother. So, this talk was called Earth's Crammed with Heaven. Yes. Everywhere you look, everywhere you are, heaven is here. Look, I am not a philosopher. I am not a minister. I can't predict the future. I don't know. And I've had chats with lots of people. I don't know when I die, if I go up to heaven, if there's purgatory, if there's nothing. I don't know. But I also believe that heaven is right here. We can choose to have heaven on earth if we do. If we really want to. We have to see the beauty in everything, right? Remember the analogy of a cup half full, half empty? Yeah, everybody knows about that. What about just being grateful for the cup? Because heaven is here. In all the horrible things that are happening in this world, in our humanity. If you look outside, you don't just look in a narrow path, but you look outside in the peripheral. Other things are happening. Other good is happening. There is heaven on earth all the time. You just have to change your perspective. You have to have a different lens, different glasses to put things into focus. So that's it for now. I'm not going to share too much today. Don't forget to share your faith with family and friends. Stay blessed and a blessings. Cue the Spirit. Thanks for listening.